This is the Gracie family tree. George came from Scotland in 1801, had a whole bunch of kids. And Gastão had 8 children. My uncle Carlos had 21 kids. And my dad down here had 9 kids. They're the largest athletes family in history. Actually, the Gracie family first got involved in Jiu-Jitsu through a former Jiu-Jitsu instructor that came to Brazil in the early 1900s. He introduced my uncle Carlos to basically the traditional Japanese Jiu-Jitsu. And then my uncle passed it on to his brothers. My father was a very frail child. He used to sit on the mat and watch his brothers teach classes. And one day when my uncle was not around, the student showed up for a class and my dad offered to teach him. And the guy liked the class very much. And what my father soon realized is that the techniques he had been memorizing from watching his brothers practice required a certain amount of physical attributes which he did not have. So he, through trial and error, started modifying those traditional Japanese techniques and adapting to his own frail, body. And on the process of this transformation is what Gracie Jiu-Jitsu was developed. Wow. In order to test his improvements and his skills, he started issuing challenges against all different kinds of martial artists at the time. And that's what these papers tell, the history of evolution of Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. With both hands tied up, Eddie Gracie will fight anyone, offering 10,000 cruzeiros to whoever beats him. No one showed up to fight Eddie Gracie with 2 hands tied up. On the ship, a passenger falls off the boat. Then the captain sends a boat with 5 sailors to rescue the man. They couldn't do it. Eventually the captain ordered them to come back to the ship. And as they are returning, my dad jumped in the ocean and saved the guy's life. He got a Medal of Honor for that and everything. When Masahiko Kimura came to Brazil on tour, the Japanese champion of the world, the heavyweight, my father challenged Kimura to a fight. And Kimura declined the challenge, claiming that my dad was too light. He was almost 80 pounds heavier. And the fact that my father was an unknown should not have a chance to fight for the world championship. And plus he said that if you want to fight someone, fight Kato, the number 2 in the world. Kato is, 40 pounds heavier than you almost, and he can beat you just as easy as I could. So my father fights Kato as a qualifying round and chokes him out in 6 minutes as Kato is sleeping as a result of the chokehold. John Milius, a student of mine, and I start drawing the blueprints of what eventually became the Octagon. That gave me the idea to create the Ultimate Fighting Championship. Those are the actual first drawings that we did for what eventually became the Octagon, now so successful and so on. And of course, when I launched the concept for the show, it was a big success. And the world got to know what Gracie Jiu-Jitsu was about, seeing the weak guy, the small guy, defeat much bigger, much stronger people, and then start the whole revolution. I owned the UFC during the first 5 installments, and then they start changing the time, implementing time limits and points, and all the rules and regulations. I decided to step away from it, and I'm no longer involved with the show. But I got some huge projects cooking, so stand by and check out Gracie Academy.
You don't want to let us know what those are?
Check out GracieAcademy.com, you'll find out. Take care. Thanks for coming.